Television Network, TSPN.
Well, greetings. This is our how-to show for June. My name is Tasha Burkett, and I would like to introduce two of my friends from the Sierra Madre Garden Club. They are here tonight to kind of help us with lots of herbs. And then down way at the end is Frannie, and she is going to be doing some compound butter with us and some fruit tonight. So you know what? I'm going to just have, this is Valerie. And this is Kay, see name tags. And I'm just going to say, take it away, Valerie.
Well, great. Thank you for inviting me, Tasha.
You are welcome.
What we're going to do tonight is we're going to make herb wreaths. And these herb wreaths are for seasoning soups. These are fabulous. I love soup. I eat a lot of soup in the winter. And so what I can do right now is make this little herb wreath. You dry it, and it's perfect size for a small pot of soup or stew that's added at the last 10 minutes of your cooking. This came about in the 1990s. A gentleman, Jim Long, wrote an article for a magazine called The Herb Companion.
Oh, I know that.
In that magazine, he gave the directions on how to make these little herb wreaths. He did them as gifts for holidays. He worked with children to teach children about herbs, and it just really took off since then. And so I heard about it at an herb meeting, and I tried it. I thought, well, they were cute because you can do them as gifts, but actually they make a fabulous pot of soup. So that's what we're going to do today.
Good. All right, we're ready.
We're going to make some herbs. I'm going to go over quickly what we have. We have rosemary.
Okay.
Okay. And I have here, I have parsley. This parsley's gone to seed. Parsley is a biannual. So the first year you put in parsley, you're going to get your parsley leaves. The second year, it's going to go to seed.
Oh.
So if you do that with your parsley, you kind of want to do parsley every year, seeding parsley, so you always have leaves.
Okay.
So you have your leaves.
That's good to know.
I have garlic chives here. I have thyme, tarragon, parsley, oregano, and my oregano's gone a little bit to flower.
Okay.
We have chives, and we have sage. And you know, you can add the flowers into your wreaths.
Oh, really?
It makes it really pretty. You can eat flowers. Flowers are edible. And it makes it really pretty. And then also, if you wish, you can add a little piece of pepper, a little pepper just for color and stuff. And then what you can do is take, once your wreath is dry,
that is a neat idea.
You can put it in a little baggie, put a little tag on it to give to your friends. I have what here it says is sized right for a single pot of soup. This is a cooking wreath from my garden. It contains the right amount of herbs to season a pot of soup or stew. Add the wreath during the last 10 minutes of cooking, remove the wreath, and serve. And then I list what the herbs are in the wreath. So we're going to get
we're ready.
started. Now, the reason we're doing this now is because the herbs are fresh in your garden now, so that you can dry them and have them for soup later on. So again, they make a fairly small, about a 5-inch wreath. If you make it bigger, it's going to be too much. It will overwhelm the soup.
Okay.
Your soup. So you can start with rosemary, or sometimes I start with the oregano.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is make a little circle.
Okay.
And you can just hold it with your finger.
Oh, okay.
You can hold it or just start to kind of wrap it a little bit. Okay? And so I've got this started. If you want, you can...
Why is yours perfectly round?
You're a non-conformist. Now, if you don't want to overwhelm your wreath with rosemary where you're holding it, if you want to try a piece of parsley...
Could you pass one down? Thank you.
This is pretty flexible. And so what you can do is take it and hold it like this.
Yeah, because it's already coming undone, so I need to do that.
And then you can start wrapping.
Wrapping it? Okay.
And still hold on to your original spot.
Oh, dear.
Still hold on to your original spot.
Okay.
Keep wrapping it. And I'm still holding it on because I can feel it's not quite ready yet.
No, it's not. No.
And then if you need another one, try a piece of oregano. See, now
Okay.
mine's starting to kind of already hold into a circle.
Okay, can I have the
So I'm
oregano
going to go
too,
to
please?
a different spot, not where the joint
Oh,
is.
start
the
it
first
somewhere
time.
different?
I'm
Yes,
going
I
to go a
think
little
just
over.
like
For me, I'm going to go a little over to the left.
To the left?
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right.
Because you can kind of see,
Where
the
the-
end there. So I'm going to go to the little left, and I'm going to hold the oregano, and I'm going to do the same thing with the oregano.
Oh, yeah, we're doing so well here, I'll tell you.
So now I've got, see, it kind of holds itself.
Look at
the
that.
the
Oh, my
oregano
gosh.
helps.
Okay.
And if you're still having problems, again, take another piece of parsley. Or my little backup thing is, I have a corn husk. Corn on the cob is, I probably have ear corn every day. If you're having a problem, take a little strip of this, and you can tie it.
I think I need a little...
Yeah,
You
we
can
need
do
a
this.
strip.
You can
Yes.
tie it. I'll
Thank
put
you.
down. If you don't
Here?
have corn husk, you can use kitchen twine. You can get kitchen twine at your butcher or at the kitchen
Okay.
store in Jackson.
Oops.
Take a little bit.
Did we
or,
do we take...
That was corn silk ripping.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted that to be clear, absolutely
so
clear.
that's nice, or you can take, so once you can get it, and you keep, so once,
Oh, she's even snorting now.
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry for the snort. Can I jump right in and
Can we-
try a
can we
chive?
just start going
yeah,
here?
you can
All right.
start with the chives, and then once I've got it held,
Okay, then
then
what?
I'm going to put a piece of tarragon on.
Ooh,
Do we-
I love tarragon.
Now, do you again do the same thing, wrapping, or when do we start the digging?
let's keep wrapping.
Okay.
When you
Keep
feel
wrapping.
your longer herbs are you're gonna want to wrap them.
Okay, we want to wrap them. Okay, oh, I want to flour
And
it.
you know what? It's not a perfect science. It doesn't have to be perfect. And so now I have my little thing. And if I want a piece of sage, I'm going to take a little piece of sage. Sage is pretty strong,
So we
Now
have
this-
parsley, sage, rosemary.
and we have thyme.
On time.
Now, if you want,
Thyme.
see how I can start.
Oops.
I can pull
What?
that apart a little
What
bit
happens?
and stick in
Oh, okay.
sage. Okay, and and then wrap the stem.
Okay.
And I like flowers.
Now, do you do the whole thing, or do you just
I
you
would pull
peel it
off
off?
a couple of
Peel
leaves.
off a couple?
And
Okay.
sometimes I do all the leaves, and then once I get it made,
Oh,
I'll
boy.
snip some of the leaves off because they can end up being a little overwhelming on the sage if you
Oh,
get
really?
too much sage in.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going to continue to wrap.
Okay.
And
Alrighty.
here, got my little.
How big is your
Flowers.
garden, Valerie? Your herb garden? How big is it?
Big.
You know, I wouldn't say my herb garden is large, but I have quite a large garden. We have about 20 fruit trees, and
Wow.
I have a greenhouse where I grow a lot of stuff in my greenhouse. I grow tomatoes in my greenhouse in the winter.
Nice.
Really?
So I have tomatoes during the winter because I can grow them in my greenhouse. And so I added a little bit of thyme.
Let me have a little
I like a little thyme, and if you
Some
want,
I
you
like some
can
thyme,
take.
please.
Here you go,
Thank
thyme.
you.
Is it legal
I have time for
legal
that.
to cut?
We'll let you have scissors as long as you don't run.
I'm liable to.
The one thing I love when I cook, because I love to cook, and so it's really satisfying for me to be in the middle of prepping something and run outside to my garden and pick fresh herbs.
Yes, that
So
would be.
see, I'm coming along. I've added some little thyme flowers.
Oh, wow, look at her.
And
I
thyme.
know.
Oh, parsley. Don't forget parsley. That's always really yummy. And one of the things that wreaths can be made then for specific types of soup.
Oh,
So if you want to do chicken soup,
Uh-huh.
I could do rosemary, thyme, celery leaves, sage, garlic chives, garlic leaves,
Uh-huh.
sweet marjoram, loveridge, parsley, lavender, lemongrass, winter
Wow.
savory, and lemon basil. Now, obviously, you may not have all these herbs in your garden, and
yeah.
some herbs you can buy at the grocery store. The problem with that, at least for your base, it's difficult to find herbs at the grocery store that are long enough.
Right, yes.
You know, so if you know somebody that has at least rosemary, that makes a nice base.
Yeah.
And of course, you can buy sage at the grocery store and parsley,
Yeah.
lemongrass. I don't grow lemongrass in my garden.
I have some of the parsley too, please.
So that doesn't work, so I can't. I have the garlic chives, and I'm going to do a little, I'm going to pull it apart a little bit here, and I'm going to stick in my garlic chives. And they can be wrapped around kind of like a little ribbon, like this. And then if you really want to finish it off to be colorful, I take a little sweet pepper. It's like a little bell pepper, a little sweet pepper. I cut a little hole in it. And you can finish that off right here. Take a little bit of your corn husk. Rip it, put it through the hole, and you can tie that on.
Okay.
And then you're going to be ready to dry this.
Okay.
I won't be able to do that. This is a work of art.
It's a work.
I wouldn't want to part with
Yours looks so nice, Kay. Wow.
It's one of
add more, continuing adding more sprigs so it looks kind of full, because when it dries it's going to
shrink up.
So it's going to shrink. So dry this. You dry it in a dark place, out of light, out of heat, because you want to retain the color of the greens. So after it's dried, then you're good to go. You're ready to, package it up for a gift, keep it for yourself, for your soups in the winter, and...
I love your idea, Valerie. This is awesome.
This is totally awesome, and more to come, because Kay Polk is going to be doing some Tussie-Mussies when we come back.
Yes. Can't wait.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Welcome back, and first of all, I think, ladies, wasn't that fun?
Yes.
Making,
Yes,
oh
it
my
was.
gosh, that was just fabulous. Can't wait
Yes.
for winter so I can actually put it in the soup.
Right.
All right, now, as you can see, we are going to have some fun with some flowers and a few herbs. And so now, Kay Polk, you are on.
Okay, thank you. And I want to thank Tasha for taking a chance on me, because this 87-year-old woman said, let's do Tussie-Mussies. And she said, well, okay.
So here we are.
Here we are. So what is a Tussie-Mussie? It's an endearing term for bouquets of herbs and flowers that have special meaning. And this has been going on forever. And hopefully we can really revive it, because it's a very wonderful thing. And to start with, in the very old days, they didn't have sanitation, and it was just, everything was really stinky. So wherever they went, they had,
Like my boys.
they would get the most pungent herb that they could. Now this is a really strong. It's called lavender cotton.
Oh, isn't
And-
that beautiful?
Oh, my word.
Yes. So you would take that, and they also felt that that might have magical healing powers.
I need that.
Yes, if you were in these, places that were very germy. So that was that. And then in Victorian times, they really got into it, because it was such a wonderful thing to give people these gifts that had all this meaning to them. In other words, like lavender was for good luck, rosemary for remembrance, and roses for love. And so, therefore, I have just gone crazy for roses over the years, as you can
Believe
see.
me, she has gone crazy over
Yes.
roses. Yes.
So there's many ways to do this, and you can get very, very fancy and get very fancy
Oh my
Tussie-Mussies.
God. Look. What? Where? What? That's fabulous.
I have, remember the ones I can't find yet?
Yes, I know.
Someday, so I'll have to. And then this poor little thing here. Now, in this this contains lavender for luck, rose for love and beauty, chamomile for energy, comfort, and patience, and then oregano for joy and happiness.
Oh,
So you have the whole package here.
And so they would know that as
They would know that,
carrying that
yes.
around the other-
And the trouble is, you would give messages to people this way, and it's a wonderful thing
Would you
to
give
do.
your message to someone that you were sweet on?
Yes, and then when the women wore their little tussy-mussies, if a man gave it to them, they would be sure they placed it in a certain area. And if you placed it over here, it meant, we'll be friends. But if you put it here, they were serious. So that was another thing that happened there. And so each one had all these meanings, and they have a list here, for instance.
We have a list?
Yes. And let me
Neat
see.
list.
Yeah. So here's a lot of the different
Combination?
combinations.
my
so
word.
This would be a
You can go
rose.
just very, very fancy, or what I would think would be really good these days, just to give somebody, to make them happy.
Oh, and so what is this?
That's that, oh dear.
That's pretty purple flower.
That is a beautiful purple flower.
Well, that is... Okay, what is that?
No, that's-
So would they have the crochet thing around
No,
the
but,
bottom?
no,
that's
they
Kay.
could have,
That's
they
Kay.
could
That's
have that. They did have very
That's
fancy
beautiful.
things,
You
yes.
have Roses, and these roses are all from your garden?
Yes, they
Isn't
are.
that
Yeah.
amazing? Oh.
So,
Oh, my gosh. All right, so what
and then
else do we have?
The thing is that I'm thinking that you could have these that are really the tussy-mussy
Look
type,
at
see?
that.
Oh, my God.
And
Now,
That is...
are there
that's,
holders?
this is geraniums, and this, let's see, I have
Is that chamomile?
Is that chamomile?
Oh, I don't think it, no. This is,
Think.
okay, this.
No, not lamb's ears.
No, no.
Irish eyes?
Nope, don't give up.
Don't give up on you.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, she's got it.
Okay, here we
Very
go.
organized.
All right, so, I
and-
have lemon.
Yeah, let her read
No, this
that
is the one that's got the lemon balm. So
It's
that's
okay.
different,
Whatever
yeah.
it is, it's wonderful.
This is the cosmos. I
Oh,
think.
cosmos?
Yeah, this is cosmos, and cosmos is for modesty.
And
then- The geranium is for comfort and health. As you can see, it's
Now, how long do these last? Because now you have a one of those little
yes,
green whatever
right.
things in there.
So, they can last quite a while, and also sometimes you just let them dry.
Same
and then
thing
you
as
have
same
a
thing
dry-
as yours.
Dry.
Yeah.
Now, these holders, are there like antique holders?
Those aren't,
with
no.
But can you find them?
I have some somewhere.
That's beautiful. With roses, and you've got lavender.
Oh, I
in
can't
there.
Yeah.
believe these.
Yeah, now
Look
this
at
one
this.
is that one that's really,
Okay.
I really put a lot of things in here. Lemon verbena, which is wonderful.
Now that has a
And
neat
you-
smell too, right?
Oh,
I
smell
love
that
lemon
lemon verbena.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that
Smell
is
that?
fabulous.
Oh, I think that's my favorite so far
Yes,
today.
I like
Yes.
that.
Smelled
Yeah.
it far away?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you have a lemon balm also
Lemon
in there,
balm.
and that's when you want to have a sharp wit and understanding people. So see, and then lemon verbena would be for responsibility. And then I have arnica in here, which she's not really happy now, but it's for inspiration.
Okay.
So that's that
So would
combination.
and the gentleman would know what
Yes,
doing their
he would know
tussy-mussies.
what you're doing. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's great.
So then I think the neat thing to do on a sort of a daily basis, or every time you think about it for
Yeah.
someone,
Uh-huh.
just make one of these. They're so easy to
So
do.
sweet.
You can put the water in them.
Oh.
You can. Whoops.
How did you make this?
Yes.
How did I make it?
Yeah, how did you make it?
Is
For
this
one
a test
thing,
tube down here?
in your spare time, yeah, it's just a little tube, and in your spare time, when you have nothing else to do, you can take this lace or whatever you have and put it on here, and then put one of these on there and tie it up.
See, and
And
I
there
love
you have
that.
it.
That's got oregano for
That-
joy and happiness.
Yes.
And a rose
For love.
So
Yes.
you carry that. I
So
think
you-
I would do that every day.
Yeah, give that to somebody,
Because
and
the-
just to,
Show that you have
You
joy
know,
and happiness
yes.
and love in your life.
yes.
Oh, but you're
And it's so, and just an unwritten thing So here's another one I really like.
That'd be fun. We could teach, like
Yes.
That would be neat for the kids.
Yeah.
To teach your young kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so now this has a rose.
Yes.
Is that a Dave Austin rose?
Yes.
That's a beautiful
Oh, my
rose.
gosh.
That's a...
And lavender.
And then we have that purple stuff.
That's what, Ruby, come on now. That's
Salvia.
Salvia.
Salvia. All right.
Or
It takes us a while. Okay.
wisdom.
Oh my God! No
Wisdom,
wonder we
even though we
couldn't
couldn't
think of
remember it is wisdom. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh dear. Oh, so I
are so
think this
pretty.
is the best way to go, is to just make all these little
Well, this
things
would
like
introduce kids to flowers,
No, this is
to
for you,
herbs, to
Yes.
cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
not
as well
only
as
to
being
do that,
able
I
to
love
cook with
cook-
almost
cook,
all
yeah,
of them.
you really
Yes.
can.
Kate, did
Uh-huh.
all of these flowers and herbs come from your own garden?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Some of the, well,
That's why,
I
people, you
did-
won't believe her garden. Oh,
Well, like the, let's see, Angelica, I did buy that recently and hoped it would stay alive, and because it's delicate.
Well,
and it
what
needs
you
a
don't
shade.
know is Kay lives in a place that's just rocks, so she
yeah,
gardens
that's the
in
trouble.
pots.
everything's
How
in
many
pots.
how many roses do you have
Oh,
now?
well, I downsized. I gave away 25 recently.
Yeah, and that leaves you how many?
Well, my husband, I hope he isn't watching this. His
He might
famous
be.
words to me are, "What are we replacing?"
She still, if you noticed, hasn't said how many roses she does have.
She
I-
has-
I would say 125 at least.
My goodness.
Yeah.
It's-
It started very innocently because I knew I had to grow them in pots, so I got miniatures. But then you have these wonderful David Austin roses that are so fragrant and so wonderful.
Okay.
So that's the way it is.
Oh, my gosh.
And the girls are going to make things then, aren't you? Going to make
Well,
something?
we have 2 minutes. All right, so we're going to have to do it quickly. So what do you want us
Oh,
to do?
you have to make it in 2 minutes?
Okay. All right, what do you
Okay.
want us to
Okay.
do?
Or you wanna show us
Okay,
what-
here's
Show us-
this,
show us
here's,
what-
I didn't know whether you would want
Okay.
to just do the tubes, or,
Let's do
I mean,
one of these small ones.
see, okay,
Can we all work
this is
together?
the
Yes,
stuff.
let's work
Yeah,
together and
okay.
let's do a small one. All right, here we
Let's
go.
do a
Okay,
small
so what
one
you need to
together.
do then, I guess, is move this over to your,
Move this
where you
over.
can-
Gotcha. I will move this over. And notice, you guys, this is Canada Dry, the champagne of ginger ales.
yeah,
Okay?
all right.
All right.
So I guess, do you want to put it there?
We'll put it right here in the middle,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Yeah,
All right.
then-
All right, so there we
And
go.
then
Okay.
maybe you want to do you want to do the tubes, or?
Well, we have...
We have 1 minute
We have
left.
1
Now,
minute.
see, some people would do this moss on there, and,
So, what it,
but
you want
I
you to
think
show us
that's
what
very
a tube
messy.
looks like. We may not have
Oh,
time.
yeah,
I
you
don't
know,
think we
the
might
tubes-
not have time, but show us what...
I know.
I gave you a tube. What up to those tubes?
okay, what, the tubes are, they're in here. Don't give up. They're in section B. Where
Section B,
they're-
they're in that...
Are you tube size?
There we go. So here we go.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so you would maybe make something in here.
Oh, I
And
see.
we
Okay.
just put
Those
the
little
water,
tubes
and
put
and
some
then
water in and
here's,
then wrap it with
yes,
lace.
and there's all this
Oh, my
lace,
gosh.
and all these,
Just
or
beautiful.
some
And
people
look,
would
all
do
these
that.
flowers and I
And
can't
then-
believe these are roses.
Those are just fabulous.
Yes,
Okay,
roses.
oh, we have to wind it up. You
Well-
guys,
Well,
you just wouldn't believe this lady's place. I mean, I am at 87. If I could be like that at 87, I will be happy.
Oh,
All
I
right.
just don't
So
know
you
better.
have...
Well, why don't you come on back to, don't touch that dial, because we're going to be making compound butter, and I'm going to show you how to cut a pineapple. So get excited, people.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Hey, welcome back. I'm so glad you're staying with us today. I'm Frannie Weinrob. I am a leader of the Saucy Sisters Cooking Group, and today we're going to be making compound butters. Does anybody know what a compound butter is? Well, let me tell you. Compound butter is, you may have heard of it as hotel butter or beurre de maître d'. It's really just a butter that you have added herbs or spices to. Then you roll it up into a log, and you can store it in your refrigerator, or I store mine in the freezer. And then anytime you have grilled meat or steamed vegetables, you can slice off a piece of your herbed butter, set it right on the top, and it just melts over. Have you ever been to a chop house and the steak just has something indescribable on top? That's probably an herbed butter, a compound butter. So the first step I'm going to have you ladies do is to soften your stick of butter. Now today we're using regular salted butter, nothing fancy.
Okay.
If you like unsalted butter, I use unsalted butter whenever I bake baked goods, desserts, things like that. But when I'm using it for meats and vegetables, I like salted butter.
Okay.
I like the salted butter. So this is just plain, ordinary stick of salted butter. Okay. The ratio to make a compound butter is going to be, if you were going to make a lot of compound butter, it would be a 1/4 cup of seasonings to a pound of butter.
Okay,
so each of you have
a 1/4 pound.
You each have a stick of butter, otherwise known as a 1/4 cup of butter.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now, after you get your butter really kind of stirred around, nice and soft,
okay.
You want to get it nice and soft, you're going to have to decide, and then try to get the
Don't.
This is a playing with your food, I would say. Okay. So what you're going to do is then decide what kind of herb butter or compound butter would I like. So I have different herbs that I have chopped for you. I have mint.
Ooh.
I have cilantro. I have lemon zest. I have some garlic. I have parsley. And I believe that this is basil.
Oh, I think
Basil,
I'm going to do basil.
chives, and then lemon juice. So I'm going to make a lemon garlic. So the ratio for this, since we're only using a stick of butter, would be really only a tablespoon total of added ingredients. So just take a small amount, not really a lot.
Which
just
one's
take
the
a
basil?
small
The
amount.
basil's this one, right?
Right, and give it
Which
a smell.
one do you want,
You'll
Kay?
be able to tell.
Garlic.
You want the garlic.
So I'm going to do garlic and lemon.
Oh, good, Tasha.
Thank you for helping, Tasha.
I know, I'm a big help.
So when you add lemon juice to compound butter, you're only going to use a few drops. You're not going to put in a lot.
Very good.
Because it'll make it too runny. See how I just squeezed a bit in there?
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to also add a little bit of lemon zest in mine, because I like to really reinforce that lemon flavor. And I think I'll also do chives. I'm going to put lemon, garlic, and chives in mine. And you know what I'm going to use my compound butter for? Baked potatoes.
Oh, okay.
So you can use a compound butter on steamed asparagus, on your broccoli, whenever you grill or, I like to cook steaks in a cast iron pan, so whenever you cook a steak or chicken, you can add a compound butter. You can also make sweet butters, which is really fun thing to do. So instead of, these are all savory butters, but say you wanted to put in your butter some lemon, some orange zest, and maybe some orange juice. And you could put that on top of pancakes or waffles. You could actually mash in berries. So if you like raspberries, you could mash in some raspberries and maybe a little bit of maple syrup, and you could put that on top of French toast. That would be so good. Or a muffin or a biscuit.
What was that first one? Mint.
No.
This is mint.
And this one is?
Cilantro.
Cilantro.
Why
Okay.
not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you
I love cilantro.
ever
That's a
do
good
too
thing.
many where all the herbs kind of counteract each other?
Where it's confused.
Yeah.
The one herb that I would be careful of is rosemary. If you add it in large amounts, it starts to make things taste a little medicinal.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Kind of like cough
I've had
syrup.
issues with tarragon. If I put in
And too much
you
tarragon.
put in a pinch of tarragon, it can kind of overtake
Okay, really?
all the others.
So it's really, this is totally being your own cook today. So what do you like? There is no food police that I know of who's going to come to your house and tell you that you shouldn't have put too much tarragon in your butter.
Okay.
That is going to be a personal choice, and that's what's fun about this. Now, does everybody have their butter pretty much stirred up and you have your flavorings?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so now what you do at home is you just take some cling wrap, and yes, you can use parchment paper, you can use wax paper, you can use tin foil. But I happen to have some cling wrap, so that's what I'm going to use.
Okay.
You set about a foot of it down in front of you, and I think I gave you ladies
Yep,
all
we
a
all
piece
have some.
already.
Okay.
Kay, how you doing?
Hanging in. I hope we're not
Are you keeping
judged
up?
on this.
There's no test afterwards.
Oh,
Kay.
good.
Okay, so I have a spatula here. Let me demonstrate it, and then you guys, I have 2 spatulas you'll have to share.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get some of the butter off my spoon there. I've seen recipes for compound butter that are very complicated. You start out with a food processor, and you whir the ingredients together until they're pulverized, and then you get out your big stand mixer, and with the paddle attachment, you combine the butters. I think that they're really overthinking it. I think that it's just as easy to do just a stick at a time, unless you were going to have a very large occasion where you needed to use a pound of compound butter. I just wouldn't make that much at a time. So in that instance, it's really easy to do this. Now, if I was at home, I'd probably be using my fingers to scrape this off, but we want to be polite today. So basically, you get the butter out in front of you, and then you're just going to start rolling it up like a log and start shaping it.
All right.
Okay.
This is Play with Your Food episode.
Ooh, boy.
Okay, just a minute, I'll give you that.
Okay.
You're going to just roll it on the board in front of you until you get an approximate log shape.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then what you would do at home is that you can just twist the ends, and because I'm using cling wrap, it'll just stick to itself. If you use parchment paper, you might want to use one of Valerie's corn husks to tie the ends, or you can actually just tear off a piece of cling wrap, and you can roll it into a rope and use that as a tie. I'm not going to do anything nearly that fancy. I'm just taking the ends of my wrap, and you see how I just made sort of a little log here.
Okay.
Now what you would do is you would put that in the freezer, and then the next time you wanted to have a little extra special butter for your dish.
There it is. Voila!
You slice off a little round of it. A little pat of butter doesn't add too many calories.
Frannie, do you think there's any advantage to putting this and chilling it in the refrigerator, slicing it, and then freezing it, so when you want to take some off, it's already
Well,
sliced?
you know,
Is
if
there
you
any
wanted to
advantage
do
to
that, you could certainly do that. It slices very
Does it?
easily,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
really easy and compact to store it like this. And if you were afraid of it maybe becoming
Too hard or-
deformed while it was freezing, you could put it inside a paper towel tube.
Something.
Write
Okay.
the herbs on it if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm going to have to remember the herbs I use.
Write the herbs on it.
Okay.
Yes, that'd be
Well,
good.
It's fabulous.
Listen, I'm glad you girls enjoyed that. Now, I just want to show the folks at home, and also you girls, I'm sure you're very expert at this. Pineapples these days, I want to move on to my pineapple segment. Pineapples are on sale a lot right now.
Okay.
And you can see them at those stores that where things cost less. And I wanted to talk about how do you pick out a good pineapple? You know, I see ladies in the produce department, and they're a little bit lost. They're not quite sure what to do. So when you pick up a pineapple, first of all, it should be heavy for its size. When you pick it up, you should feel, wow, this is really a very heavy fruit.
Okay.
You know it's full of juice. The other thing you can do is right at the top, you can find a leaf, and if you wiggle it and it comes out easily, you know that your pineapple is ripe. Now here's something that's actually kind of fun to do, and that is that you can screw the top of your pineapple right off. So you hold it by the leafy greens, and you twist it, and it comes right off.
Oh, my
God!
Wow.
If you plant this, Kay, in a pot at your house, you'll have a pineapple plant growing.
Oh,
But we're not doing that today. Okay.
All right.
So now, to cut a pineapple, I just have 2 ordinary kitchen knives. These aren't fancy knives. These aren't expensive knives. These are just plain, ordinary knives. We're going to cut off the top. And we're going to cut off the bottom. Very simple. I have a bread knife that I'm using right now to do that. And then you just follow the line of the pineapple all the way down. I'm sorry I'm rattling.
That's okay.
Sorry, folks at home.
See, we are doing the shake, rattle, and roll that we were talking about earlier. Okay.
So you just follow the shape of your pineapple all the way around. I just love fresh pineapple, don't you?
Yeah.
I think it's so good. And something that I think that you will all be surprised with is if you try it with savory herbs. Did you know that pineapple is absolutely fantastic with basil and parsley and mint? The combination, has become my favorite combination of fruits these days. So I have most of the eyes cut off right now. And what I'm going to do is just trim off the bottom. And that took less than 1 minute.
Okay.
Right? Now, to cut it in half, you see that pineapples have a core right down the center.
Okay.
You can eat them, but they aren't really tender. They're pretty tough. So I would just quarter it again, exposing the core. And then you put it on its side, and then you just make a slanted cut, and you cut out the core. That's easy. And now, just to cut it into chunks, we'll slice it like this. And then I want you all to try a piece with some herbs. But we may not have time to do that before we have to go to break.
Yep. Okay.
So I hope that you will try buying pineapples at the grocery store. They're on sale right now, and they're really good. And try them with mint and parsley.
Very good.
Got it?
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Well, greetings. Hasn't this been a fun show so far? We've just learned so much stuff, but it's not over yet. Because I know summer's coming. In fact, this Saturday is the first day of summer. And a lot of times when people are out and around, your hands get really dry. Well, what I am going to do for my segment is that you are going to, well, basically I've already made the lotion bars because I had to use the stove, but you're going to make these cute little containers to put the lotion bars in. So while I am explaining and doing this, then you guys are going to go ahead and start. So what you're going to do, everybody, oops, wait a minute, you need, heavens to Betsy, you got to have your rulers. Okay, so everybody gets a ruler. And what you're going to do, this is that wax paper that you use, you know, for food, cover food in the microwave. So all you're going to do, it works out really well, that you're going to need a little bit of the line, and I want you to draw a line 8 inches down and 6 inches wide. Okay, so 8 inches down and 6 inches wide. So do that first. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut mine.
8 inches down?
8 inches, yeah, 8. So you're going to have 8 inches long and 6 inches wide. So it's going to be 8 inches by 6 inches. And, of course, you're going to have this cute little part right here, okay?
I need a pencil, too.
All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold, when you get that done, you're going to fold the other side. So then it's going to look like so. And then you're just going to take and go up about 2/3 and down another third, and you're going to use the two-sided tape. And I have 2 things of two-sided tape.
Go back to 8 inches
Okay.
by 6 inches.
All right. So what you're going to do is you have folded in, and you are going to tape the two-sided tape so you're making a little pocket.
Okay.
Okay. You're making a little pocket. Okay. So you've gotten like this. Okay. So you have, one of them was already done for you. The other one you just fold in. And then use your two-sided tape. Tape it down. Bring it up. Tape it down again so it will not come out. And then when you come down, you're going to put one of these darling little lotions in there, and you can use either purple, which I happen to love, or these cute little decorating ones. And while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you how I did this. Well, first of all, you need to go to, what happened to my thing on how to? You got to go to how to, there it is. You got to go to howto.com, ehow.com. And it's very nice. The title is Get Ready for Summer with Homemade Floral Lotion Bars. So what I did first is I went and found in all my mother's old cookie cutters and everything, these little nice tarts. They're old-fashioned. You can find them at garage sales and things like that. Or, if you want, you also can use, which I had, you can also use the heart ones, I actually use the plastic ones that you make, soap with. So what I did is I took, and this is why this is so nice, you take beeswax, coconut oil, shea butter, sweet almond oil, and you mix it in. I just did it in a 1 cup measuring cup with a little bit of water in the frying pan, and I put some lipstick. I took some red lipstick, got a little tiny bit of it in there, put it in there to make a color, and you do the bottom part, or basically it's going to be the top, okay? And you do that, pour it in, let it sit, okay? Then you add more of the cocoa butter, the almond oil, the shea butter, and then this is the way I got the beeswax. I got little tiny pellets, which was really nice. And it doesn't take long. I just used a bamboo spear, and I just kept moving it around. And then I went ahead and added, and you have got to smell this. This is sweet almond oil. So I added the sweet almond oil. And then to make it a little bit pizzazz, I went ahead and I did a little bit of grapefruit oil. But the grapefruit one...
Oh, I think that's my favorite.
Isn't that... No, so she says, yeah, the grapefruit really kind of adds to it. And then after I got that done, I went ahead and put it in there, and then you just put all of it in the freezer for about 10 minutes.
In the freezer?
In the freezer. Take it out, and it just pops right out. You didn't have... You guys, it's amazing. The only thing I would have done is because I wanted to make sure everybody had one. So I made mine kind of narrow, and I would have made mine a lot thicker. But so nice is that you can put this in your purse, and when your hands just really feel dry, it's the heat of your hand, and you just go around, and you guys, that's all there is to it. And so you can go on ehow.com. You can go to how to get ready for summer, because of course what is happening on Saturday but the first day of summer. And then you go ahead and you have to kind of go down, and it says looks like more things, and then finally you go down, and there is this picture. Getting ready, there is this picture. So that's what you've got to look for, and there it is. And
nice.
Oh, she did the pink one. What did you do? What color did you do?
Pink.
Oh, you did the purple. You're a good person. Now you can make another one too, because I really think we should give one maybe to all of our cameramen and everything today. So if you can make another one, that would be wonderful.
So I put 2 inside mine.
No, you only put one. Yes, only put one in. Yes, because they have to have theirs too.
All right.
All right. So we're going to do that. Now, while they are working on that, I am going to tell you that. Oh, you have to see this, though, too. This is the neatest little... I thought, they said to use a syringe, and I thought, where am I going to find a syringe? So I looked through, and believe it or not, I found this little syringe, and I think it's from when I was supposed to give my dog some medicine. And I thought, well, Sydney's not going to be able to have medicine out of this anymore, I don't think. But it works out perfectly, because then you can direct the stuff into it, the oil, because it is a little on the warm side when you are doing this. It did not take long at all to make. And the sweet almond oil is derived from almonds, contains proteins, fatty acids, and several vitamins. It's well known for its ability to soften skin. So that's why it's a good idea that you have that one. Another one here that I had, this one is, and I got everything, can I say a name of a place? I got everything at Hobby Lobby, because I'm so excited that Hobby Lobby is somewhere near us. So anyway, I did that, and the shea butter is known for softening and restructuring virtues. It can be used as an aid to prevent stretch marks and delay skin aging. Isn't that nice? Yes, that is nice. So that's another nice thing, because it contains vitamin E. So that's a good thing. Now, I am going to zip down to Kay. And what is your cute thing that you were going to tell about? You won't believe this, you guys.
Yes, Valerie knows about this, but this is a very unique thing for your face.
For your face,
Wonderful,
okay.
Wonderful. What you do, you boil the leaves of your rosemary in white wine.
In white wine?
And then
Sounds good already.
you wash thy face herewith, and thy brows, and then you shall have a fair face. And this is from the herbal of 1525.
The book 1525. Now, I mean,
And then also, this is a little bonus. Also, put the leaves under the bed, and thou shalt be delivered of all evil dreams. Smell it oft, and it shall keep thee youngly. And you know, I'm 87, and people say I don't look a day over 85, and I think it's just worked for me. So I have to recommend it.
Because we don't have a whole lot of time, but our thing was that we had to use, and I'm going to bring mine up first.
Ordinary object
Ordinary
time.
object time. And so I went to that nice ice cream place, you know, candy place down on Main Street, and she had all of these neat containers up there. She goes, "Oh, go ahead, Tasha, go ahead and take some." So, of course, I got cheer wine, and then I just went and I got the plastic wine glasses. I got a cute little vintage wine tasting napkins. I got paper plates. I forgot to put the mosquito repellent in. And then this absolutely fabulous wine opener and everything. So that's mine. Okay, next.
All right, this was my challenge from last time that we were together, and I still have mine as a picnic go box. I can keep this in my car. I already have napkins, utensils. I have those little salt and peppers that you can get at the grocery store, and I have ketchup and mustard. So anytime that a picnic breaks out, I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, Valerie, you're
And
up.
mine was an orange crush container that I didn't know what to do with, so I decoupaged mine with herbs and flowers. And then I took and I put inside, I cut the tops off of water bottles. So you can either put water in here and go out into the garden and collect your herbs and have this on your countertop in your kitchen with all your herbs.
Oh,
Or it can be on your desk or your art studio with your paper
Aren't
brushes.
these, weren't you glad that I had these people here? Oh, my
Good
God.
idea.
Okay, and of course, look what Kay has.
And look, see, I needed something to
put that
carry
down so
my
they can
Tussie
see.
Mussies in.
Of course.
So this really worked out beautifully. And I hated to cover it up because it says Shirley Temple underneath there, but I
Oh,
didn't.
wonderful. Now, here's what my thing is. You have your choice. I know we have almost done, but here we go. All right.
Uh-oh.
Mine is, you have your choice. You can take one of these. Okay.
What is it?
Or you can take, and I'm going to show it this way because it says what it is on the other side, or you can take one of these. So you have your choice of taking either one of these, and you have to come up with something to do those. Yeah, so that's mine.
Lazy man's chopsticks.
Yeah, you go. Bye-bye. Hope you had a good time.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.